right, so welcome to session number 7 or 8. Welcome to Buff on a Budget cooking session. This evening we are going to be making hummus spread or a bean spread of your choosing. So what Buff on a Budget is, and the vision of the voice of vision for Buff on a Budget is that we want to teach you how to make recipes that you have just with items in your pantry, and being able to take those recipes and elevate them to a place where they speak to who you are and you're able to connect with your food better. And that's going to allow you now to enjoy the process of eating and making these meals. And that, in my belief, is the only way to success when it comes to tracking your meals and getting your meals in line with your goals. Because a diet needs to be long term. And if you can teach yourself some of these easy recipes that are super easy and super delicious, but very high level, it's going to attract you more to spending less money because you don't have to go out and search for these things. So something like hummus that we're going to make tonight, where a bag of beans, chickpeas, can cost you 79 cents, or even a bag or a can, right, is under $1, let's say. And with that, you can make a week's worth of hummus. So what is good is good about hummus is that it's a good protein, it's got a lot of fiber, and it's got a good flavor as far as enhancing it. So tonight I'm gonna make meat alongside it to enhance the flavor, and I'm gonna make a beautiful dish. And so Shauna, for example, is gonna make a black bean spread, but using similar principles, right? And that's what's really cool, is we want to learn how to make principles. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a garlic confit. So Shauna, you're gonna make this as well. So you're gonna take a small small pot, and you're gonna fill it up with, I'm gonna use a cooking oil like grapeseed oil, because I'm gonna later on use the oil in other dishes. So I have this at the lowest heat possible, and I have some peeled garlic here that I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna put it into my bowl. And that's gonna cook for about 20 minutes. Now, what's cool about this is that you can now make this oil, you can add a jalapeno in there if you want spicy. So then you can add that jalapeno into your spread, right? Like we're doing garlic, we've done orange peels before if we want to make a citrus oil for salad. So you would use an olive oil in that case, right? But because I'm using garlic, I'm not going to really use a garlic dressing in my salad, right? I'm going to use more likely a garlic oil in my cooking. So therefore, I'm going to use grapeseed oil right now to make my garlic confit, because the garlic is still going to have the same texture and flavor. It's just that we want to use, or I want to use personally, a high heat oil, because later I'm going to use that oil, I'm going to save it. So therefore I can use it, let's say, with chicken breast or with the steak, right? If I want to sear the steak in a garlic oil versus just a regular oil. So that's what's cool. So this is going to go about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, until that garlic becomes a little sweeter. So that way, when we put it into our hummus or into our spread, it's not this super powerful, pungent flavor. Same thing with a jalapeno, or if you want it, like you could do herbs or red chili flakes in here and make it a hot oil if you wanted, right? So what's the question you have, Shauna?
I already have minced garlic that I was going to use. So can I use olive oil if I'm not making an oil?
Yep.
Okay, and just saute it in the
No,
pot?
don't saute it. Still put it at a super, super, super low heat.
Low heat, olive oil, and minced garlic.
Yeah. Do you have any regular garlic or no?
No.
Okay, no problem. So in this time, you can, obviously this is something that you can prepare in advance, right? Is that garlic oil. Now, that's not something you have to do. That makes the garlic a little sweeter, so it doesn't, it's not as pungent. We could take, let's say, a teaspoon of your minced garlic and put it in to our mixer as our garlic, right? But again, because we don't want it to be, we want to be able to control the flavors as much as possible. And again, something like garlic is super powerful in flavor. And the difference between one or two cloves could either make the dish or ruin the dish. So in the meantime, I have my chickpeas here. So what is really good, I don't know if you can get it in your area, but I like with my steak, like a za'atar seasoning, right? That's a Middle Eastern seasoning that you're able to find. Right now, I currently don't have any, so I'm just gonna put some salt, pepper, and some garlic powder on this. And then I'm gonna give it some space, spread it out, and put it under the broiler for about 4 minutes on each side. And
What
that'll
kind of
be
meat?
my, this is a New York strip steak that I just cut up and cubed. So you can do this with the recipe that we did for the steak and put parsley and like a chimichurri marinade on this as well. That would also be super flavorful in this situation. Because again, the hummus is gonna just give it like a nice earthy flavor because the chickpeas pick up the flavor of the lemon juice or even the black beans, you know, they're gonna pick up the flavors really nicely because that's super powerful. So if you have either a hand blender or a mixer, I recommend getting that out and just putting your beans in there, your peas of choice.
Did I try to make those chickpeas even though?
That's up to you. I mean, I don't know how, you said they're pretty bitter, so
Bitter.
yeah, I don't know. They shouldn't be
Okay.
bitter.
All right. I got the black beans. They cooked for 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes.
Perfect. So you can already smell that garlicky flavor coming out of the oil. It's really nice. So for our hummus, we're gonna need at least a quarter to a half a cup of the tahini paste. Again, if you're not doing the hummus, you can skip this. If you're doing just a regular paste, regular spread, you can skip this part. You can add this where the water comes in to give it a little bit of liquid. And then I'm going to use 1 lemon, salt and pepper. And actually, I'm not even going to use that much pepper. I just got to mix up the tahini paste. Well, again, what's nice about this is a great way, like the salsa, a great way to add friendly calories into your snacks, into your dinners, into your lunch, right? Because hummus is a great snack and you'll taste the difference right away between a homemade hummus and a store-bought hummus and how good it is. And it's going to, again, entice you to make that more often and make it. And again, you'll see once you like learn, like this is a 2-second process. You know, it's blending, making sure that, again, it's that as long as you have that garlic prepared ahead of time, you're good to go.
How much oil did you put in your pan? A lot?
So it's just, so if I was the garlic, the oil is right up to here on me.
Okay.
But because yours is crushed, you're not going to need that much oil at all. Should be, like I said, at the lowest heat possible.
It smells delicious.
And again, what we're doing is we're taking a lot of that pungentness out of the garlic, so when it goes into the hummus, got a nice sweetness. Again, low heat, low heat. Can't emphasize that enough. So again, you can add to this whatever you like. You can add red chili flakes. Again, I would most likely add it towards the end, just so it's not, you can again control the flavor. But if you're making an oil, like a red chili oil, and you like what we're doing with the garlic, again, it's going to be easier to put that in the beginning because it's not as powerful of a flavor. So it's all about, and you know, ingredient and the execution of the ingredient, right? So keep it simple. That way the execution is easy. So I'm gonna give my garlic another 5 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna start my chickpeas, okay? So I'm gonna just start blending them. Oh, it's not gonna blend without the top, that's important. And then from here, I'm gonna add now about, because you can't hear me with it on, I'm gonna add about 1/4 of a cup of the tahini. So what I would do, Shauna, I would take a cup of ice water and start adding that. Push everything to the center. Once it starts to blend and pulverize, you're gonna push it back to center. Now you can add ice water or you can add ice chips, like ice cubes. That's okay too. I'm gonna take my lemon, I'm gonna squeeze just about half of it. Again, I'm gonna take from the bottom. So I'm gonna take my fork, I'm gonna stick it in the bottom. And I'm gonna squeeze about half the juice from the lemon out. See where I'm at flavor-wise. I'm not putting any salt yet, if you've noticed, because I just want to get the texture right first, and then I can add more flavor. We'll grab some ice.
I actually decided to use lime in my black beans.
All right, there you go. That would probably go good, even better, because you go a little Mexicano.
Yep.
Chicano. Mexicano, Chicano. Okay, grab my water.
Are you using distilled water in yours?
Water, ice and cold water. Get it there. Oh yeah, this is looking mighty fine. So my garlic is done. I'm gonna just take a fork because I don't want a lot of that oil in my hummus. So I'm gonna put about 6 to 7 cloves of that. And so I would, for you, I would say about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. Again, that minced garlic is probably gonna be a little bit more pungent than full whole cloves.
Yep.
But you can see these are like a little brown. I'll bring the camera over to the hummus in a second. You guys can see. So I'm gonna throw these in. Time. Let me just show you how it's looking over here.
Nice.
There you go.
Yep.
So you can see right away, like it's kind of golden, the garlic, right? That's
Yeah.
how you know it's sweet. So what I'll do is I'll leave this here.
Were they served outside or did they puff up in the oil?
They puff up a little bit.
And then you blend it all together?
Mm-hmm. So I added about 6 or 7 ice cubes in total.
Why the ice cubes?
It makes the texture smoother.
Okay.
So now I would say take it out. Oh man, this looks ridiculous. Show you where I'm at. See how creamy that looks?
Yeah. Yeah, looks like mashed potatoes.
Wait, yeah, wait. Now I'm gonna add some salt and that'll definitely change the texture a little bit. So I want to taste it. Oh yeah. Good amount of salt. So I put about a tablespoon in there. Now I have like 4 cups of hummus here. It smells insane.
Just
Now, here's where I would say, now I'm not going to do it for myself because it's a little too late for that. But where I would say, like, if you're having people over, that's good. Wow, that's amazing. If you're having people over, you save a couple of chickpeas for the presentation because I'm gonna plate this up so you could see how nice it looks with the steak on the outside.
licking my spatula. Sorry, it was good.
Yeah, no, it should be good.
I think I put too many ice cubes in because it's a little runny, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be runny because when it goes in the fridge, it's gonna
Firm
it's
up.
gonna impact very well.
I think the lime juice was the way to go with that.
Oh yeah, baby. That's what it's all about. It's finding the flavors.
Garlic, lime juice, salt, black bean.
So easy, right?
How's your steak doing?
Beautiful. So your spread should be done. Watch what we do here, Shauna. This is how we restaurant this shit up.
Oh, I lost my camera. Jason Park. Jason Park's
Hey,
doing.
how are you?
What's up,
How
brother?
are you? Sorry, my mentorship class went over a little bit.
Okay.
How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Your camera's off. I don't know if you know.
What was that?
Your camera's off.
Yeah, I'm setting up. I'm literally coming from where I was teaching and going into the kitchen.
Problem. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, I need to
Thank
put.
you.
And
I'm
Mary, I just.
gonna get a beer as I watch and learn from the master. I'm excited for this
So
dish.
first of all, the hummus goes down. That's
Oh.
okay.
Nice.
Then I'm gonna take a couple of those pieces of garlic.
Ooh.
Now this is where you could take fresh ingredients or dried ingredients. That's what's great about Israeli cuisine. We use a lot of herbs and spices as well, a lot of spices. So we're gonna take a parsley, a dried parsley, and we're going to sprinkle that. And we're gonna take a little cumino,
What's that?
cumin.
Cumin. Got it. That was some special spice.
It is the most special spice, the spice of the earth.
Is it now?
Yeah. My steak is ready. Now, hold on. Look at that,
Me-
Shona.
I'm making black
Black
wine.
bean, yeah. So there you go. Take a look at that. That's our
Beautiful.
Oh,
hummus plate. But we're not done because, hold on. First of
Nice.
all, I'm gonna grab some oil out of here. We're gonna drizzle some oil onto that hummus, that garlic oil that we made, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, this spice, would you add the jalapenos and or pepper flakes now to that oil?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You can add the confit jalapenos right on top. You can add sliced jalapenos. You can add chili flakes. You can add whatever your heart desires.
ooh, look at
Nice.
that.
Hold on. Or you can add, like they do when you order it in the restaurant in Israel,
meat, Donna, meat.
I'm gonna lose one. And then some pita bread, and you are home free, baby.
It's not too timely, like as far as time
No, I told you.
consuming.
Ooh.
It's a little bit of prep, but that looks delicious in here. Look at that.
Look at that. And then you just take your fork and you just spread that right through the hummus.
Wow.
What do you think,
Beautiful.
Jason Park? Is that
That looks fucking
acceptable?
amazing. Very acceptable. Sheesh, look at that
Yeah.
little bit of blood just dripping through.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
What is
I
that
could
New-
let the steak
what
rest a
is
little
that?
bit. That's a New York
Is
strip.
it New York strip?
Yeah. You could use ribeye, you could use filet mignon, you can use whatever you like. But
I have some flank steak that I'm going to use.
that is your hummus spread, chickpeas, black beans. Shauna, can you show your black bean spread to the?
Yep. I put it in a container already, so
Ooh.
You're so organized.
it's not.
Oh, look
But
at that.
But I use lime juice and garlic and salt.
Nice. Very nice, Shauna.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have strip steak or some plain steak.
nice. Guys, Jason, thank you for joining us. Better late than never. Glad you got to see what it looks like, the final presentation. Shauna, thank you for being my cooking buddy tonight.
Well, thank you for
And-
being cool with my chickpeas. I don't know what happened.
But you see how we made it, but you see what's awesome about principle-based cooking and how we made it work with black beans in no time.
Right.
And
What happened with the chickpeas, Shauna? Just so.
Now bitter.
So you just took something else and used those principles and was able to make a dish.
Yeah, I'm still making these chickpeas, but they're bitter, so I don't.
look at this bite. Look at this bite.
Awesome.
I gotta
Thank
tell
you.
you, Amir, Jesse is very excited for me to make this because this week we cooked for 4 people that the ribeye with chimichurri, it was a hit with everyone. So now like everyone heard about the hummus and they're like so excited.
This was a good one.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much. Next
Thank
week,
you.
we'll see. Maybe some gnocchi or something.
You know,
Next week, we're going to have our cooking. Next week, we're going to talk Buff on a Budget nutrition.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I love that.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well,
Guys,
I can't wait to hear about it, hear all the principles behind it, the big picture.
yeah, absolutely. Well, bring your pen and
Colleen.
paper. Colleen, better late than ever, but we finished up just so you could see the finished plate with steak on it and hummus. But
Wow.
all right, so
You'll post
I'm
it
gonna-
up in the group?
yeah, I'm gonna post this up in the group as soon as possible. So
Which thread should we look for it in?
in the Buff on a Budget thread.
Perfect.
All right.
It was
Have
good
a
to
good
see
night,
you.
guys.
Second, Colleen.
Yep.
See you.
I'll see you.
Bye, Amir.
Tuesday.
Thank you.
Bye.